time we see Connor on the ice down there.
Really? He's out there? No, he's been begging, and I think, I think they said it's okay, but he's been getting specific instructions. He's not allowed to take slap shots. So he's not allowed to really clinch, I think, right now. So if they see that, they might pull the rug out from under him. But I think he's just eager, and it'll be good for him to get moving. He just has to be very careful, like early stages of clinching. So I don't even know if he can put anything in there, because I think it's still got not completely wired shut, but I think it's like elastic bands on it that keep it so that there's a very minimal amount of movement.
Does that change the timeline at all? Or
No,
same?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think it's, I don't know how they check that, if they do a scan or something. Sometimes I know they do that with other bone breaks to see if there's cloudiness, but I think with the plate, I think there is a specific timeline, so they're probably going to stick close to it.
Is it natural to clinch when you're taking a slap shot?
Yeah. I think just like most sports, anything that there's an exertion, you subconsciously like squeeze down. So I think mouth guards, that's why they become so important. You'll see them in even non-contact sports, because the guy kicking a ball or jumping up and down and landing hard on a basketball court, or even like weightlifting, they add mouth guards in there just for clinching, and you get, I think data that there's more strength in your exertion if you have that clinching for some reason.
Do the trainer doctors look at after today to see if there's any adjustments?
I don't think so, because I think he'll be sore if he does something, and he's got like a full shield on. He won't get banged. It's just trying to make sure, and it's a light skate. I think it's just for him to get out there and keep him out of the areas where he's not supposed to be.
For Foligno to be holding a stick and everything, is that a good sign for him?
Yeah, I think so, but I think they have his glove customized, and he has a brace on underneath. So I think usually what they'll do is they'll take the sewing out of two fingers on the glove, and they'll sew them together so it's a bigger spot, so he can usually have the finger that's broken is usually taped to the one beside it. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it is. It looks like it when he's walking around. So, but I don't know. It's his bottom hand, so it's hard. Hockey players can fake and go through that with a sore bottom hand, but if it's a top hand, there'd be no way he'd be able to hold the stick right now. So I'm not sure. He's still kind of week to week. It's just going to be when it's strong enough, and then that's going to be healed.
Good guess would be after the break, though, probably, right?
I guess so, yeah. We don't have much time left, so unless something really changes in the next week to get on that road trip, but right now it doesn't. I would say it's probably around then, but he's a veteran guy, and he'll know what he needs to do to play in a hockey game. So otherwise, you can't say you're ready, and then you get out there in the first period, we're down a forward again. We've had that enough this year, so.
How are some of the other injured guys in terms of how close are they to Steve Beauvillier? And
I think it's all the same. They're all like kind of probably. I would have to say Nick and Tyler are first off the list if there's an order of what I would think right now, and then they'd be after that. So, and then Connor's probably after that, but who knows?
He's pushing himself off the list.
He is young. I don't know.
Is Anthony Sia going to play there?
Well, he's still making progression. I think what happened was the beginning of the year he had an injury like this previously when he was in LA, other side, but same lower body injury, and I think he just wasn't. He knew his body, and he felt like it wasn't coming along, so he went back to I think a doctor that he saw before, and had a procedure done, and then came back, and so it was long. It was dragging too long in the beginning, hanging out, but he's a guy that's that fast twitch athlete, and if it's not right, it's not right. So it took him a little longer to find out a solution to kind of get on a path. Now he's on the path, but I'm not sure if there's a timeline on it.
Jason Dickinson is the guy who's going to be in trade rumors coming up. We heard Nick Foligno kind of lobbying for him to be re-signed, and I assume that you would also like for him to be if it was up to you.
Yeah, he's been great for us, and we need to surround not just Connor and Vlasic and Korchinski, but all the young guys coming in the next few years. And I think knowing what we know of Nick and especially Dickie's been here for 2 years now, that they're great people. They do all the right things on the ice and off the ice, and it'd be great to surround those guys with good people that are good players that still contribute. They're not at the end of their career and hanging on for another 6 months. They're guys that contribute every night in our lineup at all different places, but more importantly in the dressing room and on the bench. So that'd be great. Yeah, I'd be first in line to support that. I think they probably feel important here too. So, if they go to a different team, their role is probably a little bit less, especially a loaded team trying to win. That would probably love to have them, but that changes your role too. And sometimes that's, you have to figure out what makes you happy. Like, are you going to go all in to try and win and at all costs, or are you happy with your career here, trying to build something and having big responsibility and having fun and enjoying a lot of minutes on the ice?
I'm sure Arvid Sutterblom's next start will answer this question better, but do you feel like the spreading of playing time between him and Mrazek are helping them both out? Like, Mrazek can roll, he can continue to succeed, and Arvid can kind of work on things?
Yeah, I think the last 2 games we were really encouraged, and I hope he is too. And I know Jimmy said I think he's in a pretty good mind frame. He was happy with he didn't get the win the last 2 games, but he played much better, very solid. And I think Peter has talked to me more about like the quality than the quantity right now for him is really important. And I think that's the approach they're taking. So I think he's all on board, and I think he'll be geared up for definitely a better outing. We're going to try and get him a couple more starts before the break. But right now we're just playing Peter. He's playing unbelievable for us every night, and I think we just got to try and find some goal support for both of them. Starting tomorrow.
Did you see Vlasic step up when Seth Jones was out?
Yeah, I think he was great. Like, he's been really good all year, whether Seth's been in or out. He's been a good stabilizing effect, but he's an explosive guy. Like, he's got to have the most shorthanded breakaways by a defenseman in the league for sure. And I think he's frustrated he hasn't finished on them, but it's a momentum changer. It puts the other team's power play on alert, and so it's a good threat to have. I think he's been great. I think he's matured quickly this year, and we would think a guy like Seth's kind of should and brings him along, and I'm sure he does in a quiet way, but I think Vlasi's done it. I'm sure Seth loves playing him because he's big, he's responsible, he's good offensively, he's good defensively, and it takes a little maybe pressure off Seth as well.
Do you expect to hear from the NHL soon about who's going to go to the All-Star?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that yet. I don't know what the plan is. If they want Connor to go just to be there and not participate, and I don't know if they need a representative from each team. I'm not sure what that is yet. I'm sure they'll have to make that soon. It's coming soon.
Yeah. What would it mean, I guess, to see him? Because you don't see third-line centers usually make the All-Star game. Would that be like that underdog story? If Dickinson make it.
I'm sure if they took a guy like that, I'm sure Dickinson would love it. Like, especially in a contract year, right? But he deserves it. Like, and a good case for Peter as well. Like, they've been great, and so I don't know. That's a tough decision on the league. So I guess they'll have to make that within the next few days.
We all silly like the mayor.